everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you guys are new, my name is Fern. Hi! Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome into 2026. Wow, it's crazy. It's incredible. I am just so grateful that I am still alive and kicking, and that life is just incredible and amazing here in Thailand. In case you are new, my family and I moved to Thailand. Well, moved back to Thailand back in 2022, and we have really enjoyed our time back. It's been a little bit difficult for myself because I've been working full time and I've just been extremely busy. But overall, I prefer living in Thailand. And by the way, y'all, I am 100% Thai, so I am back in my home country. That's probably why I feel so comfortable being back here as well. But I also love France, but I just don't love France at this very moment in time because, in my personal opinion, France is falling apart, but I digress, y'all. Anyway, new year, new me, new changes. And I feel like nowadays people are more accepting of changes, especially if they are struggling. And right now, from what I can see and hear and analyze, a lot of people in America and in countries in Europe, like France, the UK, even Canada, Australia, all the rich nations, well, a lot of their citizens are really struggling. Cost of living keeps rising, wages is not increasing at the same rate. Unfortunately, I feel like some people are literally losing hope, and that is just so sad because y'all, we are human beings. We do not have to be stuck in a place. We are so fortunate to have two legs, to have a mind. We are problem solvers. So if you have a huge problem in front of you right now, there are solutions, my friend. It might be difficult to find that solution, but it is possible. If there is a will, there is a way. But anyway, I just wanted to share with y'all some of the things I've been seeing on social media, and I want y'all's input as well because I haven't been back in the States and I haven't been back in France for quite some time. All the information that I'm getting is from social media and also from my clients who have decided to move to Thailand. And I would love to have some more opinions.
How are people affording life right now? How are people tackling this cost of living on the average American salary?
So, how are people affording life right now? Are you guys struggling, or do you feel like, yeah, this is nothing? I don't feel any hardship. Like, what are your sentiments? I'd love to hear all about that. And please let me know which state you're from as well. I think that is a very important factor. I'd love to hear about where you are, what your thoughts are. If things are getting worse, if things are getting better, if you don't feel any hardship, let me know, y'all.
I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom.
$1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. So I'm assuming that she's renting a studio. $1,600 for a studio. I'm not sure which state she's living in, but that is quite expensive. With the current exchange rate, 1,600 US dollars is equivalent to approximately 50,000 Thai baht. With that, you can get a two-bedroom condo, not a studio, y'all, but a two-bedroom condo fully furnished with stunning sea view here in Pattaya. What would you choose?
That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt.
$7,000 in debt doesn't seem like much, but I totally understand why she would want to wait until she's out of debt before having a child. But the average household debt in America is around 105,000 US dollars to 150,000 US dollars. What do you guys think about that?
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage.
What do you guys think? Is $75,000 a year a pretty high up wage? Is it a good amount of income? For me personally, I feel like that is a great amount of income. And I think you should be able to live comfortably with that amount. However, I heard from friends who live in California, they're like, you can't even live a comfortable life with $100,000. I'm like, are you serious? Is it like that bad there? I haven't been back for several decades now, like over 20 years, y'all. I haven't been back in America for over 20 years. And the America that I left was the place where everybody wanted to be. And nowadays, fast forward to 2026, I just feel like America is a place where people just want to leave and run as far as they can from.
Living in America right now feels like a punishment. You wake up already behind, you go to work just to stay broke, and you watch the cost of everything rise while your paycheck doesn't move an inch. Groceries are a luxury, rent is robbery, healthcare is a joke, and somehow we're the ones blamed for not budgeting better.
How many of you can relate? How many of you guys feel like that?
People are working 2-3 jobs and still choosing between food or gas. Families are crammed into apartments because buying a house became a fantasy.
The cost of living just in general is just rising so fast, and it's something that I sort of predicted back, well, when ever since COVID. I've been going down several rabbit holes, and I've been studying the economy and being more interested and in tune with the politics and geopolitics to have a better understanding of where we are and where we're going. And I told a lot of my friends that things are going to get really bad in America. That was before I moved to Thailand. And they're like, what are you talking about? The economy is so great. Everybody's doing really well. And I'm like, perhaps now, but I feel like things are going to get really bad. And I think it's important to prepare for stuff before it gets really, really bad.
You can't afford to get sick. You can't afford to rest. You can't afford to exist. But they keep telling us the economy's strong. Strong for who? Because it sure as hell isn't the people doing the work. We're out here treading water while billionaires build rockets, politicians trade stocks, and corporations raise prices just because they can.
And in the past couple of years, billionaires have made so much money while the everyday people are just struggling more and more. The middle class is shrinking. Soon they're just going to be ultra rich and just ultra poor. Guess who's going to be in control of everything?
We were promised opportunity. We got survival. And what makes this worse is watching people blame themselves. Like somehow you failed because you can't afford a 1-bedroom anymore. Like you didn't do enough when the truth is the math just stopped adding up.
I honestly have no idea what to do anymore. I'm sitting here, it's almost midnight. I've been scrolling for hours, just looking for jobs, like extra jobs. I work 2 jobs right now, and I feel like I can't even afford, what I'm trying to pay for. My rent's so expensive. I go to the grocery store today, I get bread, peanut butter, jelly, and milk, and it comes out to almost $18. $18.
Y'all, he spent $18 for bread, peanut butter, jelly, and milk. $18 for 4 things. I wonder where he's living because that seems, yeah, quite expensive.
I mean, my phone bill's expensive, gas is expensive, and I'm just like, man, I'm a 28-year-old. I'm out here in Oregon, and I honestly don't even know what to do.
I feel so bad for him. I can see his emotions, through his video. It's just so sad to see someone who's just starting out in life and feeling this sort of like defeated. He shouldn't be in this situation, especially working 2 jobs.
The cost of living in America is just a scam. And I think more and more of us are seeing that, especially on an app like this where we can see what people are paying for life outside of these borders.
I think the reason why America is going through a cost of living disaster is due to the US dollar. The Fed is just printing money out of thin air. The US dollar is not linked to anything since Nixon took the US dollar off the gold standard. And now the Fed just get to print money, which is basically linked to debt. And that's why there is a huge debt crisis in America. And there is no going back from that, because if you stop printing money, the economy will slow down. If the economy slows down, people are going to reduce their spending habits. it's just gonna have a domino effect. I think that's where we are right now. If they start printing more money and there's more money in the circulation, allowing cheaper debts, well, sooner or later, inflation's gonna hit. It's gonna get much worse. But if they don't do that, then there's not going to be a lot of money in circulation. The companies are going to struggle because they can't get cheap money in order to run their companies, and they're going to have a lot of layoffs. That's where we are right now. And that's why the feds are planning to print more money to stimulate the market. I think America is in a horrible situation right now where they shouldn't be printing more money, but they can't stop printing money either.
What's going to happen? We are obviously going through a cost of living disaster here in the United States. Not the only place that's expensive. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we are paying an amount of money that is not sustainable. There is more homelessness than ever. There is less financial stability than ever. There's more bankruptcies than ever. Where does this go? How does this end? Because it's not going anywhere good.
I don't know why no one's talking about this, but there is a mass exodus of US citizens from the United States.
Yes, I feel like there's a lot of people that are leaving not just the United States, but also France, also UK, also Australia. A lot of these people just want to thrive, not just survive, but thrive. And that is totally understandable.
The amount of people just leaving the United States is absolutely insane. I could sit here and read you all the numbers about how 4 in 10 US adults are planning to relocate, how more people than ever are emigrating from the United States, and how for the first time in over 50 years, there's going to be a net outflow of immigrants rather than an inflow. There is something happening, and I think a lot of people realize the sinking ship that we are on, and they are getting off.
Did you ever imagine that someone would say America is a sinking ship? I never thought that in my wildest dreams, but here we are.
But I think people realize the way things are going here, how it's not improving, how it's not going to get better anytime soon. And they are taking the nuclear option of taking their American dream somewhere else. Because the American dream now is to leave.
The American dream now is to leave. How many of y'all feel like that? My family definitely felt like that when it came to France. It might not have been the American dream, but after living in France for 3 years, my husband was like, yeah, no. This is not the place where I want to stay any longer. I didn't mind it, but I understood his point of view, and I'm grateful that I listened to my husband because I am so grateful to be back here in Thailand. It's not the perfect country. Nothing is perfect in this life. There is no place that is perfect. But if you find a place that is perfect for you and that works for you, I think that's good enough.
I am leaving this country, the United States, in 213 days. My son and I am spending day after day researching schools, where to live, how to afford this, visas, taxes, everything. And I'm angry. I'm angry because I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to leave this place. I shouldn't have to walk away from everything I know. I mean, my son got death threats in school recently, and we know what that can escalate to, and of course the schools aren't handling it the way they should. Between looking for jobs for, month after month after month, with everything that's going on, with what they're doing to immigrants, with what we are doing to other countries, I can't be here anymore.
Y'all, my heart aches for this mother who is just trying to find the best solution for her family. It's so heartbreaking that people feel like they are forced to leave their home country, the place they grew up in, the place they call home, to leave their friends and family and what they know. But on the other hand, they seek something better. And I feel like a lot of people are trying to seek a peaceful life where they can feel happy again. Watching this lady, she is in such a state, and it's really heartbreaking. I know a lot of people are going through this situation, and that's even more heartbreaking.
I left America 6 months ago, and my life is infinitely better. Let's talk about it. First things first, I've talked about this in other videos, but it cost me around $1,000 to leave the States, which is significantly less money than I ever anticipated.
It cost her around $1,000 to leave the States. I don't know where she went or how she did it, but that seems like a very low amount of money to leave the US. Which country did she go to? Did she have to apply for a visa? What are the rental policies like in the country that she's living in? I personally feel like $1,000 to move from the US to Thailand is a bit low. If you are looking to move to Thailand, I would highly recommend you have more than $1,000 prepared for your move, because you have to think about your visa, you have to think about renting a place.
Since moving abroad, these are the things that have improved in my life. First and foremost, my physical health is infinitely better. Why? The food is better, the air quality is better, I'm happier, I'm less stressed out. Medicine and healthcare is way more affordable, like we're talking apples and oranges.
I'm really happy she found her happy place and she's doing better wherever she is, and I love that for her.
As you guys know, a month ago today, I sold everything I owned, closed my 5-year-old business, sold my truck to move me and my family to Thailand. I've never felt more free. We left America because we were burnt out. Not because I didn't have a nice life, but I don't want nice. I want to be free. I want to wake up and decide what I want to do for the day, every day. I want to live in a country that cares about their people. I want to live in a country where we're not chasing freedom. I want to live in a country where we're not poisoned on the daily, where quality of food is rich and abundant. No more hustling, no more living in survival mode.
Wow, for her to sell her business and move with her family to Thailand, and she feels amazing for it, is incredible. I know Thailand is not for everybody. It's important for you to come here and have a trial run. I think you should visit Thailand a couple of times before deciding if this is a country where you want to live in. Don't just go on what others are saying, because they might have some biases and that is just their point of view. I'm definitely a bit biased when it comes to Thailand because I am 100% Thai, y'all. But from all of my experiences of living in different countries, I just love Thailand so much. No, it's not a perfect country, but there are so many things Thailand has to offer. Like, the vibe is just incredible. And I don't know how to explain it. You just have to come here and experience it yourself.
It's been over 1 year since I left the UK and moved abroad to Thailand. And if you're considering leaving the UK and leaving your home country to move abroad, then this video is for you. Because I know it's become a huge trend recently with more people than ever leaving the UK. Now everyone will tell you after a few months you'll miss home and that the grass won't be greener on the other side. And I'm here to tell you it is.
The grass is greener on the other side.
And I've never been more at peace in my life because I can walk around at night comfortably, not having to worry about getting robbed and having to look over my shoulder. And I can wake up in the morning with the sun shining on me and have people smile and greet me on my morning walks. Now I moved to Thailand, which has some of the most friendly, welcoming and laid back people in the world. And after about a year of living here, it's actually rubbed off on me. And I feel happier and a lot more stress free. Now compare that to London, where everybody's in a bad mood and rushing around with frowns on their faces. I don't know about you, but when I used to live in London, that behavior used to rub off on me and it would make me more stressed and I'd wake up in a bad mood too.
How he described London is a lot of French people's sentiment of France. Because France and London is not that far apart. How he described the sentiment of life in London, of how people are so grumpy and negative and it rubs off on him. Like, I get that.
For those of you that don't know, we're a family of 4 that moved from the UK to Thailand 4 months ago. May I just add that 1 year ago we hadn't even been to Thailand yet. In January this year we took both our babies on a 17-hour flight to get here. Taking a baby and a toddler on such an extravagant trip honestly made us feel like we could do anything. It literally changed our lives and made us think about what we could do differently. We actually fell in love with how easy life was here compared to in the UK. Every new place that we travelled to just felt like a total dream. We started off in Chiang Mai and honestly it was the best decision that we made. Everyone was so helpful with the kids and we actually couldn't believe it. We also visited Phuket, Krabi and Bangkok. We were all thriving here. This is when we realised that we literally didn't want to go home and that this was maybe something that we could do full time. The thought of going back to the UK and wearing 4 layers of clothes just to go to the kitchen was honestly scarier than the idea of moving abroad. So 4 months later we were back on a one-way flight, having already quit our jobs and sold everything we own. The world is far too big to stay somewhere that you're not completely happy in.
Man, that is so true. The world is far too big to stay in a place where you're not happy in.
I left America because I couldn't win. I tried to do everything right. I pay my car cash, but I still got to pay car insurance. I pay for my phone, but I still got a phone bill. I pay for my house, but I still got property taxes. How could I win, twin? I tried to go by the book. I tried to do everything right. I go to college. Now I'm $30,000 in debt. Then I go get a good job. But the good job only pay me enough just so I can pay my bills. And then I'm paying my bills and I don't have time to be at my house. And then I'm at my house, but I don't have time to go out on the weekends. Then it's like, bro, I tried to do everything right, twin. I tried doing everything right, gang. You won't get lost. You won't get messed up trying to go by the book. It's a system. It's a scam.
A lot of people grew up with this thought of, yeah, you got to go to school. You have to go to college to get a good job. But now going to college creates a huge amount of student loan debt. And you're just in a hole before you even start your life. And everybody was saying that if you go to school, if you have a great education, you'll have a great job, your future is going to be set for you. But that's just not the case in 2026. And now people are questioning, is going to college the right path? And like he said, no matter what you do, the system is a scam. How many of y'all feel like that? But anyway, Thailand is an amazing country. It might not be for everybody, but it might be for you. And if you're interested in moving to Thailand and would like some assistance, please feel free to contact me. I am a real estate agent. That's going to be all for today's video. Until next time, please stay healthy and happy, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.